And we are live. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purists, for the critical thinkers, the deep thinkers, the Manchester United fans who like to think about things. Welcome back to the channel. This is your pre-match press conference reaction. Plus, we have Jason Wilcox quotes from his interview, people. Yes, Jason Wilcox has today given an interview, and we have those quotes for you to discuss, to talk about, to deliberate, whatever you want to do. We have those quotes for you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel, people. I hope everyone has had and is having a beautiful, amazing week. Big up to all the Manchester United fans in the world who are feeling good, who are feeling optimistic, who believe we can beat Nottingham Forest on Saturday. 3 p.m. kickoff, of course, and tomorrow we will have your pre-match build-up show. Today is just the pre-match interview reaction. For some reason, guys, we're used to these pre-match interviews, press conferences happening on a Friday. But today, for some reason, it's happened today. It's happened today. So we'll go through Amorim's quotes. Amorim has spoken on Sean Dyche and Sean Dyche's claims that 4-4-2 is the system that he would have picked if he was Manchester United's manager. So Amorim has responded to that. We also have Amorim quotes regarding the 1 year anniversary. It's been, or at least it will be, a year since he's joined Manchester United on Saturday. So he has reflected on that as well. He was also asked about the effects of losing Amad Diallo and Brian Mbeumo to AFCON and the relationship that they are forming on the right hand side. He was asked about that. He was asked about Martinez's ability, or should I say availability. Is Martinez finally ready to start games? He was asked that question, as well as his attitude towards Nottingham Forest. He was asked about Nottingham Forest, and the manager, in my opinion, gave a very thorough answer about what kind of game he expects from Nottingham Forest and what he expects from his players. So we will go through the manager's press conference as we always do together, look at his quotes, talk about his quotes. You guys will give me your opinions as you always do. Please comment below. Always leave your comments and I will always respond to them. As well as going through the manager's quotes, guys, we will talk about Wilcox's interview. And if I'm being totally honest, I believe Wilcox's interview is slightly more insightful than Amorim's one. Wilcox is higher up than Amorim. He is essentially our DOF, director of football, technical director, whatever you want to call it. He is that figure. And he's spoken himself on the Forest game, on new signings settling in. He's also spoken about how Man United can get back to the top of this league. He's spoken about the mood at Carrington. What is the mood? What is the feelings at Carrington? Spoke about the festive schedule, on investing not only in the team but investing in the football club, and also spoken about being demanding, the expectations at Manchester United. So we have Ruben Amorim quotes and we have Jason Wilcox quotes to get through. I'm pretty sure you guys will be interested to find out what is being said. Like I said, guys, we haven't planned to have a show today. We didn't plan to have a show on Thursday, but we are here and we are live. So big up the chat, big up Turkish in the chat at the moment. So let's go through it. Let's go through the quotes. So first quote really is about Martinez. The first question the manager was asked was about Martinez, an update on Martinez and the injuries of any other players in the squad. And Ruben Amorim responded by saying that, yes, Martinez wants to go to this game. Martinez wants to be involved against Forest. He's eager and he is willing. But the manager also clarified that he is not going to go to the game. He's not going to be involved in this game, and it's going to take time. He's also said that we had to change some things in the exercises for him when he returned to training. Slowly, he is going to get better. He gives us that edge in every training session. That is also really good for us. So it seems to me that he's slowly getting there, but just not quite there yet. And the staff, the medical staff, Manchester United Football Club, looks like they're in no rush to get him back. They're in no rush to get him back. We've played this game before. We've rushed many footballers back from injuries, and it hasn't been good. It's been very detrimental to them. So the fact that we have Luke Shaw, the fact that we have Heaven, who can play as left centre-back, means we don't need to rush this guy back. I also find it very interesting that he's been so injury prone since he's been back from the World Cup, after winning the World Cup for Argentina. Since then, which was about 2-3 years ago now, we're going into the World Cup year, so it will be 4 years soon. He hasn't been the same player. He hasn't. And there isn't the kind of scrutiny on him for other players who are always injured. There isn't the same. And the one thing I will say about Martinez coming back, whether he does come back the same player or not, I have my doubts. We saw what he was like when he came back last time. He cost us goals. He did also create 2 amazing goals for Amad Diallo against Man City. We saw that with our own eyes. But he's not as quick as he was before, and he wasn't the quickest. And without that speed that he has, he's a bit slow. He's small. And I've seen him, especially when he came back, get outrun, get outmaneuvered, get outmuscled. And his height, which was labelled a problem before he started, then we said, you know what? It's not a problem anymore. His height is not a problem. But now, the way that the Premier League is going, in my humble opinion, people, Arsenal, with all their set pieces, throw-ins, corners, the whole Premier League doing the whole Route 1 Stoke FC thing, it's even more important that we have someone who's athletic, who's tall, and who is strong playing left centre-back. So I'm just saying that I am conscious that we are putting a lot of effort and we're putting a lot of talk into getting this man back, and he might come back and we might not see the same Martinez. That's all I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. The media seem to be putting a lot on Martinez coming back. A lot on it. It's very, very strange to me. Anyway, big up Eddie in the chat. I see Eddie jumping in. Martinez is not the manager. He needs to listen to the coaches. We seem to rush him back all the time, says Eddie. I agree. We're not really missing him too, in my opinion. Yeah, Eddie, everything you're saying right now, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Yes, Eddie, he's very injury prone too, so it's just inevitable that he will pick up more injuries, says Turkish. I hear that. Eddie says, come to think of it, Luke Shaw hasn't picked up an injury since the start of the season. That is true. That is true. Turkish says, I genuinely think Luke Shaw has finally got the right boundaries and leader, but like Super Nanny, he just needs a firm hand, strict diet. Martinez for wingback. Eddie, no way. The way that I've described Martinez, the way that I describe how slow Martinez is, his lack of dribbling ability, he cannot play. He's not Ahmad. He's nowhere near. He cannot play wingback. He cannot play fullback. Put it this way, Martinez, Eddie, you've seen it yourself. Whenever Martinez is dragged out wide in those wide positions, those wing, he is he gets skinned, he gets moved to. He's not good out there. So from when I don't even like Martinez as a left back, there is no way, yeah, that Martin. I mean, he probably could play the position, but not the way that I want the position to be played. He's not going to beat his man. He's not going to dribble. He's not going to do wing back things. So yeah, yeah. Martinez playing wing back, not sure. Anyway, let's move on. We've got a lot of things to get through. He also spoke about Saturday's match and the fact that Saturday's match will be 1 year. Will be 1 year, people, for Ruben Amorim. Can you imagine? Saturday against Nottingham Forest, he will be here for a year. 1 year. We have a year's sample size now, a year's worth of data to assess this manager. He should have got fired. Let's be honest. Any other team would have fired this manager by now. But we're seeing what happens when you don't fire a manager. We're seeing what happens when you reach the lowest of the lowest point, 15th, losing to Tottenham, enough to get him sacked, and you don't sack him and you give him a little bit more time. Whether it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, we will all find out very, very soon. But anyway, he's spoken about Saturday's game and time to reflect on his year at Manchester United. And he's responded by saying it was a journey, a big journey. It was tough, really tough. Good moments, bad moments. I've learned a lot. That is really important. I learned that even in my lower moments, I can stick with the thing I believe, and that is a good thing for anyone to understand that. Today, the answer is different from 3 weeks ago. So it's important to understand that it is one of the big honors of my life to be here, and I want to continue here for many years. Okay, I understand what he is saying. I find it very interesting that his response about him being here for a year and reflecting on his year, one of his responses is the fact that he stuck to, the thing that he believed in and didn't change. I'm like, why is that important? Why is that an important thing for you to mention when someone's asked you about your year in the job and how you want to reflect? Because he has slightly changed things. He has adapted. What we're seeing for Manchester United now, guys, is survival football, route one football, goalkeeper to the 10s, goalkeeper to the striker. We're playing very route one-ish direct. What we're seeing is something that isn't sustainable for a long time. It isn't. So he has changed. He has adapted slightly. So I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this quote, about him. This is his response to a question about him being here for a year and reflecting. And this is his response. I don't know, guys, what you guys think about this, but let me know. What he was then asked what to expect from Nottingham Forest. So what does this manager think we are going to get from a Nottingham Forest team? And I think this is a good answer. I like this answer because for me, I want my manager to understand the opposition and understand how to beat them. Fortunately for Manchester United, Brighton played an expansive game against us. They played us and they thought we were the old Man United and they came to play football. They didn't sit back into a low block or anything like that. They played expansive football, and because of that, we took advantage of the spaces, the gaps that they left. Nottingham Forest will not play that kind of football. I do not think. I think Nottingham Forest will play very defensively and they'll play a low block. They'll give us possession of the ball. And as we spoke before many times, when we monopolize possession, when we have most of the possession, we don't often win. We often win when we have less possession because we score in a counter-attack. So what happens, guys, when we are asked to break down a low block Nottingham Forest team? Against Nottingham Forest, I think it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be an eye-opener. The way that we've been playing this direct hoofball to Sesko, I'm not quite sure if it's going to cut it against Forest. But this is the manager's response when he's been asked about what to expect from Forest. He says, I watched their last game. It was one of their first matches we won here. And honestly, we were quite lucky that day. I've also seen them against Porto and Bournemouth. Their style of play is similar, though with different player characteristics. I even looked back at a pre-season game we had with Sporting to understand this approach. It's quite similar, but he can adapt based on the talent they have, especially players like Gibbs White, Anderson and Hudson-Odoi, all very good players. He goes on to say, we need to be ready for a completely different game compared to Brighton. There, we had space to play. This time, we won't. And I'm glad, because I was thinking the same thing. And I'm glad he's understood this and he's realized this. So hopefully, he has prepared his team. We have one game a week, and that's also a benefit, right? We focus on one team for 7 days. Arsenal had to focus on Brighton for the first half of this week. And then second half of this week, they have to focus on their next opponent. We don't do that. For a whole 7 days, we focus on one opponent. Anyway, like I said, he goes on to say, there we had space to play. This time we won't. We also have to acknowledge that we've not been the same team away from home. So we must improve how we handle the environment. Every tackle feels like a big moment for their fans. So we need to be more composed. We are prepared for a very tough match. And I agree, guys, Nottingham Forest match is going to be a very tough match. How we fare against these next two opponents, guys, not just winning the game, but how we win the game, in my opinion, will force me to reevaluate my stance. Because I'm not the type of content creator that doesn't change their mind when new evidence is presented. I said my stance on the manager is I don't think he's good enough. But that's not a fixed stance. I want the manager to show me that he's good enough. And if he keeps improving, then we will have to see. We will have to see. So that's Amorim and his expectations with regards to Nottingham Forest. Let me know whether you agree with his assessment, or if you don't agree, why not? What's your opinion on Forest this season? Let me know, guys. Let me know as usual. He was playing fullback for Ajax. That's regarding Martinez. All right, Eddie. I still wouldn't play him fullback for United though, Martinez. That 1 year has gone fast. I was in DR for his first games. How time flies. Yeah. I mean, Martinez has been there for a while now, isn't it? He's been here for like... It's interesting, isn't it? I feel like Martinez has been here for like 5 full years now already. But yeah, the Amorim's 1 year has gone quickly. That's what happens when you're traumatized, Eddie. He came and he traumatized us with all this suffering. Every sentence was about suffering. We're going to suffer. We're going to suffer. He proper made us suffer. If anything, this year was long. It's one of the weird years. It was a long year, but also quite quick at the same time. If that makes any sense to anybody. Jerry in the building. Big up, Jerry. When you hit rock bottom, the only way is up, says Jerry. And that is true. That is absolutely correct, Jerry. Big up, Jerry, in the chat. But a year on as fans, we can now see the very beginning of the things starting to fall into place across the whole club. Yeah, the thing is, he's just bought better players. That's it. He's just bought better players. This manager has shown that he doesn't improve players. In order to play his system and to be successful, we need to give him the best players. He's not somebody who's going to improve anybody. He isn't. And Boomer's not playing better than he played at Brentford. No, it's Cunha. Nobody's playing better. We bought better players, so now the system looks a bit better. But it's just a shame that this manager that we have doesn't improve players, in my opinion. And if you disagree, let me know one player that you think he's actually improved. I don't think he has. I don't know. I'm still not convinced about Amorim. Still not convinced about Ruben Amorim, and I need more time to make my mind up. Um, Big up Jerry. Eddie says Nottingham Forest will be another good test. I agree. Um, we're not out of the mud. Eddie, we're not out of the mud at all. If we lose against Forest, we're going to be back to the hole and we're rubbish again. We are so bipolar and unstable. It's insane. That's why, in my mind, I'm thinking this. I've seen us lose and lose and lose. I've seen enough for me to think that this manager's not good enough. I cannot allow 3 wins, just 3 wins, to change my mind. I need more. I need more than those 3 wins to change my mind. If it's taken me a whole year to make my mind up, why would it then just take 3 games to just undo the conclusion I've arrived at? It's no, no. If it takes 3 wins to beat Amram in, then it should take 3 losses to beat Amram out. Wait, you know what I'm trying to say? Um, Eddie says we need to thrive, and it will still take new signings and time. I agree. I agree. They might play similar to Brentford. I think they will. I think they will, and that's the problem, Eddie. That is the problem. How are we going to fix that? Because when we have to be expansive and camp in their half and they hit us on a counter attack, how are we going to play? Are we still going to be good at winning second balls? Because at the moment we are getting a lot better at winning second balls. Are we going to maintain that approach, that aggressive approach against Nottingham Forest? Shaw isn't injured, so he's working miracles there. Yeah, Shaw's playing 1 game a week, like everyone else. Like Casemiro is playing 1 game a week. So I feel like playing 1 game a week is is important. And also the World Cup season. Shaw always turns up at the World Cup year. This is World Cup year, so Shaw's gonna turn up. But I hear what you say, Jerry. Shaw ain't injured, so Amrin must be doing something. Must be doing something. Right. Anyway, let's move on quickly. We haven't got a lot of time. We've got a lot of quotes to get through from the manager. He's also spoken about Ahmad and Brian and Bumo, their relationship forming people. And he's also spoken about them going to AFCON and, what's going to happen. And he's responded by saying, listen. He didn't say listen, but I'm saying listen. Listen. We have time to suffer with that. I hate the way he uses the word suffer, people. Use a different word, Amrim. Someone sit Amrim down and tell Amrim, stop using the word suffer. We don't want to hear it anymore. Use a different word, please. Anyway, we have time to suffer with that. He's talking with regards to them leaving for AFCON. We are going to struggle a little bit, which we already knew. It is going to be an opportunity because when I watch training, there are players that should be playing. That's a very interesting answer, guys. This will be an opportunity for some players when these two go. I like the way he said that, while at the same time saying we got. I don't like the way he said we're going to struggle. A little bit. It's like, I know you guys will talk about honesty and all these things, but your job as a manager isn't to frighten your players, to make your players nervous. Your job is to manage. So I don't know, sometimes saying that we're going to struggle a little bit and all these things, that bit was a bit unnecessary for me. Just saying, listen, this will be an opportunity for other players to step up who haven't been playing and they need to play. That's all that he needed to say, in my opinion. Not the whole suffering and struggling. I'm like, oh, please, Amarim. Please use better words. Anyway, so that's Ahmad and Mbumo. He loves Ahmad and he clearly loves Mbumo. He loves them both. And I think this just highlights how important, we know how important they are. to Manchester United, and it's clear how important they are to the manager. The manager understands their importance. And last but not least, the manager was asked about Sean Dyche's quotes. This is the juicy bit, guys. If you care, Sean Dyche has come out and he's basically said that Ruben Amorim, or if he was in Amorim's position, he would probably play 4-4-2, a formation that players know and understand, and he would probably win more games. Sean Dyche also came out and he also said that Ruben Amorim needs more time. So he has said both of these things about Amorim. And of course the media, the media, they like a narrative, they like a story. So they're trying to pit these managers against each other and all these things. And Amorim was asked about these quotes. He was asked in an interview about these quotes, about Sean Dyche claiming that he could have won more games with his team playing 4-4-2. So Amorim has responded by saying, first of all, maybe it's true if we play 4-4-2, we'll win more. But I always said that I have a way of playing that is going to take a while. That I want to stop there. This is why I always say to people in my chat, what do you buy into? Because if you buy into Xerxes crap, Ahmad's rubbish, if you buy into certain things, it means you're buying into this manager's philosophy and this manager's rigid way of playing football. And I do not buy into that. Football is played and can be played in many different ways. I do not like, and I will never like, a manager, a football manager that only plays one way of football, one system, and will die on his sword playing that system, will destroy all the players playing that one system. I will never understand that. Ever. I know that we want a manager to stick to his conviction, to stop bending to the will of the players. We do need a manager that's like that. We do. Player power, all these things, but we cannot. The Premier League, is a league that moves and changes constantly. Pep has adapted to this league many, many times. This Arteta team that you see right now is not the same team that you saw 4 years ago. Everyone needs to adapt and change. So I'm always very nervous when this manager talks about not changing, or maybe we would have won more games playing a different way, but I only play one way. It's like when he says things like this, I'm like, how can you back this guy who comes out and says we maybe would have won if he played a different way? But you know what? I play this one way and I don't care. I don't know, guys. That is always be strange to me. I'll be honest. It will always be strange to me. But it is what it is, and it's the manager, and we're not going to change him. So we just have to understand that's his personality. That's the way he does things, and nothing we can do. He's also said, as you can see on your screen, I can look at Sean Dyche as a manager and a pundit. If you are a pundit and you don't say very strong things, i.e. don't say anything controversial, I don't want to watch you. I am the same. So I think Amorim is trying to say in the last paragraph there, if you're not saying anything wild, if you're not saying anything about Man United, if you're not sticking your head out the sand, if you're not saying anything crazy or polarizing, then nobody really listens to you, including me. So he has to say things like this. I think that's probably what he's leaning into there, Ruben Amorim. But as usual, guys, let me know what you think about this quote. I feel like this quote's a bit interesting. It's a very interesting quote. It's not a quote though, it's a quote. But they're both wearing interesting coats. But yeah, that's basically Ruben Amorim's pre-match press conference quotes, all there for you guys. I'm pretty sure the embargoed ones will be released tomorrow. So part of our match preview tomorrow, we will look at the team, the potential team, and we'll probably look at any embargoed quotes that haven't been released today. So that's it, guys. Let me know what mood you're in. Let me know how you're feeling. That's what the manager, your manager, by the way, has said to the media today. Let me know how you're feeling about this. Let me know how you're feeling about this. Let me see what the chat is saying. How's Chobi Obi? Oh, Cheetah Obi doing? Haven't heard anything. You mean Cheetah Obi, Jerry? I think last time I saw Cheetah Obi, Jerry, he was just playing in the is it under 21s or whatever? He's still playing ball. Still playing ball for the under 21s. Yeah. 17-year-old playing for the under 21s. I would send him on loan at this stage, but it is what it is. Mason Greenwood didn't go on loan, and he was fine. So, TK, big up TK in the building, children. Leacher is card and injury prone. Allow him only 10 minutes and only if we are up 2 goals. I like TK's first take. I like that, TK. Well done. I'm in agreement. TK's take number 2. Forest players will play extra hard to prove they weren't the problem for their current funk. It's going to be a hard game, TK. 3. Amorim and Brass need to 100% hit a home run in the next 2 windows in regards to transfers in and out like they did this past summer. Yeah. What we did this summer has to be the minimum standard now, or the minimum standard with regards to our approach to the windows. We said no to Baleba's high fee. We haggled over fees. We did pay more than what we wanted to, but we weren't being taken to the cleaners like we were in previous years. So if we have the same kind of efficiency, thoroughness, cutthroatness, only getting players that fit into Manchester United, that will give their all, that will run. The profiles of the players that we scout needs to be perfect. Needs to be perfect. So I agree. Another 2 windows like that. We do need a left wing back, probably. We do need another centre back. We do need midfielders and potentially another attacker. Big up. 4. Let Liverpool get some of that bad press and attention. United best keep their heads down and keep working. TK, we'll only stop getting bad press if we continue winning. The minute we lose again, we will be hounded like dogs. So as long as we're winning, all of these... Listen, one thing I need to understand, we all need to understand, is that the media have never been Man United's friends. A lot of these guys, they're not Man United fans. A lot of the people who do football media, they're not even football fans. A lot of the journalists are like cricket fans. So there's no love for Manchester United. It's about stories and narratives. There's no better story than a giant that has fallen. So yeah, the media are going to milk our despair. They're going to milk it. And now that we're winning a few games, they're a bit confused. They don't really know what to do. They don't really know what questions to ask the manager, to the point where the manager is like telling the media, stay over there. Keep with your hostility. Don't change. Keep with your fuckeries. So, I shouldn't be swearing. That's what the manager is saying to the media. Anyway, let's see what Jason Wilcox is saying. I feel like Jason Wilcox's interview today will be a lot more insightful than Ruben Amorim's. I saw Ruben Amorim's interview. I know exactly what he said. I have no idea what Jason Wilcox has said in his interview. So we will be reading these quotes together live. I haven't seen these quotes, guys. So we will be reacting to them the same time. So without further ado, let's see. Because I've been talking about Jason Wilcox for a while on this channel and how I think he's doing a decent job. So let's hear from him properly. So Anyway, Jason Wilcox, what's this in relation to? On the Forest game. So this was his response to the Nottingham Forest game. Jason Wilcox has said the preparations are going well. The players come in on Sunday to do their recovery. Monday, they took the day off. Oh, all right. I wish I had days off. Anyway, Monday, they took the day off, and now they are spending the time preparing for the game. Understanding what we are going to get at Nottingham Forest and how they play. It's obviously a new manager, so it's slightly difficult to assess what they have done previously. But ultimately, they have got good players. The home crowd will get behind them, and it's important that we go there, we compete in early stages of the game, and then we will see what we get. Okay, Jason Wilcox. The reason why I said it's important to hear from Jason Wilcox is because we're supposed to believe that the synergy, keyword there, between Wilcox, Amorim, and Jim and Dave is just good. They have the same mind. They understand each other. They're not stressing when things happen. They're not overreacting. They're fully behind the manager. They're all speaking from the same hymn sheet. We're supposed to believe that. And so far, according to this quote, it seems as if they are. So that's Jason Wilcox on the Forest game. Leave your comments below if you got anything to say about those quotes. Let's move on with regards to new signings. He was asked about the new signings. The likes of course, Mbumo, Sesko, Cunha, Lemens. He has said the guys have settled in really, really quickly, which is, of course, for us as Man United fans, very good. All right. I think, especially when you look at Mateus and Brian, they have played in the Premier League and they have lived in England, so there is a quicker transition. Yeah, we know this. That's one of the reasons why we went for Prem proven. We don't have a lot of time to waste, especially in the attacking areas. We needed attackers who knew what they were doing, that didn't need to learn on the job like Garnacho, and that's what we got. So good. I think for Benji and Sen, you look at their transition and they have transitioned really well. We are really pleased. They are two young players, two for the future, but they have settled in amazingly well. I mean, you keep repeating yourself. That's good. They are good guys. Even from last summer's window, they are top professionals, top players, and we are really optimistic we are going in the right direction, says Jason Wilcox. Cool. So that's Wilcox on the new signings. Personally, guys, I don't really have anything to add or to criticize with regards to his quotes here. He's not saying anything crazy at all here. That's it. So once again, guys, comment below. That is Jason Wilcox commenting on Man United TV on the new signings. And this is him about Manchester United getting back to the top. Getting back to the promised land. Being the best football club in England. He has said, obviously, we have plugged in with some really talented players. You know, they create and score goals. Okay, it's a very interesting thing to say, Jason. But when you score goals, it is not just about the front guys. It is the way that we build up the idea, the way that Ruben works with the players every day on the idea and how to create chances. Let's stop right there for a second. The problem I want, the people around the manager to understand football to a level where they can see what the manager's doing and whether the manager's lying or not. They can see whether we're building up from the back or whether we're hoofing it. They can clearly see this. I just hope, these aren't just words. I hope, because he's talking about the way that we build up, and I don't remember the last time, we scored a goal where it starts from our goalkeeper and the goalkeeper passed it to our defenders and we built the ball up all the way from the back through the midfield to our striker and we scored. Or created a chance. We don't play that way. We haven't played that way for a long while. So, yeah, I just feel like that part, I hope he and the people around him have the ability to assess the manager properly and come to a conclusion. Not just performance. No, not just performance wise. I mean, not just what's it called again? Not just, oh, he's won a game, so we're happy. Look at how he's won the game, basically, is what I'm saying. Performances might not be the most important now, but eventually, how we play will become important. Anyway, he goes on to say that when we look at the amount of chances we are creating, we are now just starting to convert, but we have got to keep it going. We've won 3 games in a row, but we've got to make it 4. The only way we are going to get this club back to the top is by driving standards. The players and Ruben are certainly doing that on a daily basis. One thing I will agree on, guys, is standards. I feel like the standards at Manchester United have changed slightly with regards to what is required from the players off the pitch, what is required from them in terms of training, and most importantly, what is required of them on the pitch. I don't feel like any player can just walk around the pitch these days. I don't feel like any player can walk around the pitch these days. I think Ruben will get angry. So I do feel like the standards around the club have risen. And so I will admit, yeah, I agree with that point for sure. The standards need to keep rising. We need to fight for every ball. We're now fighting for every ball. As I said before, we're now winning second balls. When I watch United play and we're being counter-attacked, I'm seeing Luke Shaw, who never sprints, I'm seeing him sprint back. There's definitely something being instilled in these players. And like TK has said many times in the chat, if we, and we've spoken about this, if we can match the opponent's level physically, we have better players than them. So the technical level will just show. The technical level should push us across the line, right? So these are decent quotes. It's good to hear Jason Wilcox speak. It's good to, or interesting to see whether his quotes overlap with the manager's quotes, whether they're on the same page or not, so on and so forth. So as usual, guys, let me know what you're thinking about, not just about Amorim's quotes, but also now Jason Wilcox quotes for the interview that he did today. The chat is chatting, so let me just quickly read out some comments and interact with the people in the chat very quickly. TK says, oh no, I missed that. Johnny, big up Johnny. I didn't see Johnny there. Big up Johnny in the chat as well. Not gonna lie, I think there's only 2 ways this game goes. We fail to break down the low block and end up getting a stinker draw, or we break down that low block and we score a lot. Johnny says it's either going to be we punch them up in their faces or we get a draw. I hate you, Johnny. TK says one player Ruby has improved. I will say De Ligt has become a very steady and serviceable leader at the back. Indirectly improved him by playing the undefeated Lemens, who is good enough in the net. So TK says De Ligt is one player that Amorim potentially has improved. Turkish says that's an interesting take. Johnny says, so based on this, I'm predicting 5-1 to Forest, yeah? Johnny, not joking. 5-1 because players with Cunha's ability are essential to break down low blocks. And Sesko should give the centre-backs a physical battle. Also, Mbumo is that guy. So Johnny is optimistic. He says 5. We're going to score 5 goals away from home against Forest. Santos, big up Santos. How you doing, Santos, man? Let me know how you doing, my guy. Amorim was spot on. Cunha, Mbumo, Sesko, Lemens, Boom, gold, says Santos. Positive vibes in the chat. All positive. Big up. Johnny says, yeah, big up Ivan in the chat. Big up Ivan. How you doing, Ivan, man? Let me know how you doing, my guy. TK says, I only see Mount coming on if we are down somehow. Don't break up a functioning formula. I would say so. Listen, I would start the same team. Why not? Why not, guys? We'll talk about the team tomorrow in our match preview, but I will start the same team. Santos says, let's get us a 40, 60 million midfielder in January and Morton from Sporting in the summer. Let me know if you agree with Santos' flow. Get a 40, 60 million midfielder in January. Listen, as long as it's not a stopgap, I'm done with buying players that we need to sell in a year's time. We need to get the midfielder that is going to be in charge, dominating our midfield for the next 7-8 years. Whoever that is. So as long as it's a thorough, researched, scouted baller and not just a stopgap midfielder, I am good with it. Johnny says, it's World Cup year. Shaw's not going to be injured at all, bro. Johnny, that's exactly what I said, my friend. Big up Ivan. Big up the people in the chat. Santos says, expected Dorgu to be owning that left side going forward, but he's still raw. Yeah, Dorgu is still raw. Very, very raw. I'm not going to give a full verdict on Dorgu. Dorgu's one of those guys, yeah, that he could either make it or he could make it or he couldn't make it, if that makes sense. He's somebody that I believe has the physical and athletic attributes for the Premier League. He does have those. Strength, the speed. My issue with Dorgu, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have issues with Dorgu, is he's very raw. He rushes a lot. Everything is just like 100 miles an hour, and his end product isn't there. However, I know those things can be improved. I've seen CR7, and I'm not saying he's CR7, guys, before you try to crucify me. He's not. But I've seen players at CR7 have no end product. Coming at 18, 17, 18, have zero end product. And in 2 or 3 years, find an end product. That is why I'm like, let's see what happens to Dorgu in the next couple years. Let's not fully write him off yet. I think there's something in Dorgu. I really do. TK says, Santos, I have to disagree. No non-prem signings. Let's pluck someone like Paqueta first for cheap. We could use him for 2 seasons. That's TK's opinion there, guys. Johnny says, Dorgu needs a top quality left wing back that he can learn from. He's learning nothing from Dalot. Johnny, I think I've said this. I've stuck up for Dorgu. No, I've explained myself, but I'm not naive. Dorgu's not finished. He's not him. And especially when you have someone like Ahmad on the other side, it's hard to compare. Like, you're going to compare Dorgu with Ahmad, and it's kind of a bit unfair. It's a little bit unfair. In an ideal world, guys, I would have bought a more senior wing back. I already said that it's Estepinian. I would have got Estepinian from Brighton. I would have bought a more senior left wing back for Dorgu to learn from, because Dalot is not a wing back. But what do I know? That's just my opinion. Paqueta doesn't have the personality Amarin appreciates, says Santos Flow. TK said Dorgu was born with speed, lacks a natural ball skill. I'm not sold on Dorgu. He is too polarizing from game to game, says TK, which is a fair comment from TK. TK's been quite consistent with his assessment of Dorgu, which is good. Consistency. Santos says, where's young Obi? Young Obi is playing for the under 21s. Santos, yeah, cool. He can learn a lot with Sesko. I don't know how much he can learn from Sesko. He can, but Sesko himself is not the finish article. Sesko's not a bad boy finisher. He's not a cold finisher. The best finisher I've seen at Man United over the last 10 years is Mason Greenwood. Yeah. Sesko is not a 20-goal a season. Sesko's a 10-goal a season finisher. Or 13, or whatever it is. He's that kind of guy. We hope if we continue to develop Sesko with his attributes, his height, and all these things, we hope we can get more goals out of him. But I don't know if Sesko is somebody that you can learn from right now, because he's trying to learn the Premier League. He's trying to learn. But in general, Santos, in general, I hear you. I hear you. Maybe Shaw is on a shorter and stricter leash under Ruby. So you are technically correct, says TK. Yeah, sure. Sure. The way the Shaw's playing football now, you can see he's definitely trying something new. He's been given different instructions. I have done my tactical analysis and it's doing quite well. And I do speak about Luke Shaw. One thing that I have highlighted in my tactical analysis, which everyone else has highlighted, to be honest, is Casemiro's goal and the position of Luke Shaw when Casemiro scored. Casemiro was basically right beside Luke Shaw. He pushed up into the opposition's half. He attacked the space. He won the ball back quite high. He is very, very high up the field. That's how he wants his defender. He doesn't want... What frustrates me when I see the three defenders, the right centre-back, left centre-back, and the main centre-back all stand in a line, just passing the ball to each other. I say this many, many times to you guys and to anyone watching. One of them need to break the line. Because we play with three centre-backs, technically speaking, at any given time, one of those players is the spare man. At any given time, it will be Luke Shaw or De Ligt, who has nobody to mark. One of those players, like we saw last year with Lenny Euro and Heaven, especially on the left-hand side, they need to break the lines. They need to push into the midfield. They need to do something. They can't just stand in the line and pass the ball to each other. That's not... What is that? Vertical passes. Vertical. No horizontal bullshit. So, yeah. I am impressed. And I'm not a big fan of Shaw, but I'm impressed with the way Shaw is playing because he's receiving instructions, different instructions, playing in a different position, and he's executing it decently. I use the word decently so I could just calm down a bit rather than excellently. But I could even use the word excellently. I could. So it is what it is. What else, as Wilcox said? This is Wilcox on the mood at Carrington. Right now, you guys are in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. Everyone's talking ball. We're all feeling cool. We're all feeling good. And we know the players are feeling good because they're the ones playing. They should feel much better than the fans do. So Wilcox has spoken about the mood at Carrington. And he said the mood has not changed, to be honest. Very interesting. What do you mean, Jason? Please continue. When you lose football matches, of course, we are disappointed. I think the Brentford game stands out as a game when we were extremely disappointed in the way we played. That's the game, guys, that, we conceded the first two goals because of Maguire and De Ligt to some extent as well, to be fair. That's why I'm like, this whole Maguire thing. Listen, we lost a game the other day because of Maguire. I know all of a sudden he's the best defender in the world. Leave Chosen Wisdom out of that crap because I'm not an idiot. Anyway, he goes on to say this. Disappointed in the way we played. But in all the other games, I think we have had moments of really good play and we are seeing progress. As usual, guys, let me know if you agree with Wilcox. We need to hear, I keep saying, we need to hear what these guys think, what these guys are seeing. Because what the scariest thing, is if we're seeing something that they're not seeing. If we're seeing crap and these guys are coming out saying, "Oh, we're playing beautifully, we're amazing," then we have to be worried. So it's important we understand what Jason Wilcox is thinking, what he's seeing. Just make sure, that he's not being delusional, that he's seeing the same things that we are seeing. Otherwise, we're in trouble. There's going to be a massive disconnect, yeah, between the fans and the owners. And at the moment, it looks as if, from the quotes that we have gone through so far, that Wilcox kind of knows what the hell is going on. He knows the issues. And that's why I feel like this is a good thing. He's finished the quote by saying, we have just got to keep this going now. Not get too carried away when we win and not get too disappointed when we lose. And I feel like that is what's frustrating some people, some fans such as myself. He said this, let's not get too carried away when we lose or when we win. I wish they did. I wish after losing against Tottenham, they got carried away and they fired this guy. But if we go on with the same manager and we win the league next year with Amorim, then I'm wrong. And he will be vindicated for sticking with the manager, for being level-headed, for being calm. Like I said before, this manager's done things that other managers would have got fired for. But because of this approach that he just described, let's not get carried away when we lose. Let's not get carried away when we win. That sort of like approach is a reason why Amorim is still here. It is. It's a reason why Ten Hag was fired so late. It's also the reason why the whole mess happened in the first place, because they are very relaxed. The question is, when should you be relaxed and when shouldn't you? Because clearly, with the whole Ten Hag thing, you shouldn't have been relaxed. You should have fired him earlier. So, I think all in all, it's a good thing to remain calm and to not get carried away when things happen. To not be up and down like we are as fans. We can be like, oh, get the manager out, keep the manager, get the manager out, keep the manager out. Win a game, we're the best. Lose a game, we're the worst. That's fans. Emotionally unstable fuckers. That's who we are. But if these guys are not like that and these guys are more level-headed, I think generally speaking, it's a good thing. So, cool. Let me know what you feel, what you think about that, people. Let me quickly see what the chat is saying. Amorim is trying to play Dorgu like Nuno Mendes. Back in the days, Shaw could do the whole left corridor. I feel like the first 2-3 years, Shaw could do it. But after his injury, and I always go back to his broken leg in the Europa League, when his leg was doing this, when Luke Shaw's leg was doing this. After that break, I don't know, man. I don't feel like I saw Luke Shaw bombing down that left-hand side the same way, guys. I don't see it. If Daesh runs a 3-man midfield, it might be spooky for us. I said Johnny. But I think he's going to run 4-4-1-1 with Gibbs. Well, Gibbs in the 10. Gibbs White in the... Yeah, Gibbs White in the 10. I kind of feel sorry for Gibbs White, man. That thing in the summer with Gibbs White. With Gibbs White and Tottenham, man. Nottingham Forest did Gibbs White dirty, man. I don't know, man. What did you guys think about the whole Gibbs White to Tottenham situation in the summer? They were like, no. The transfer is not going ahead. No, you're staying here. They did Gibbs White dirty, man. It is what it is. Johnny says, I really typed spooking when I meant... Now, I know what you meant. Thing is, yeah, what's funny about that, Johnny, is that I will read spooking because that's what you said. But in my mind, I will know you meant spooky, even though I will read out the word spooking as well. It's just YouTube, man. It is what it is. Ivan says, Ruby better smoke Cena. Shauna. Sean Dyche. So I'm thinking, who's Shauna? Are you trying to take the piss here, Ivan? Calling him a woman. Are you trying to be smart there with Ruby and Shauna? TK, you got to speak to Ivan. Ruby and Shauna, what we doing? What are we doing here, people? What's Shivam? Big up Shivs in the building. Big up Wiz. Yo, big up Shivam, bro. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, we're growing. 575 now, guys. 575. We're doing our thing, guys. We're doing our thing. Big up Shivam in the comment. What's Shivam gonna say, Shivs? You always come up with something strong. I'm gonna fight. Everyone needs to leave the club. Shivam's great, you know. TK says, I'm sure the players have been made well aware that Ruby is here to stay. Bite into him ideas and you play. More and more players are seeing that. Yeah. TK, can we talk about that for 1 second? If you make the players believe that there's an alternative and if they're down tools, they can get rid of this guy and you know, they can get someone in the play. If you give them the idea, they will do it. I feel like whether you like Ruben Amorim or not, the fact that the club comes out, even if he loses 10-0 and finishes 14th, yeah, I don't actually know for sure. But the club comes out and says, we are backing him regardless. It gives the players no way out. There's no way out for them. And we make it clear that if you don't buy into this shit, yeah, and you don't run and pull your pants up and work hard, you're out. I feel like that's a good thing, TK. In general, it's a good thing if you've chosen the right manager. If you've chosen a manager that's not good and you're backing this manager who's not good, then yeah, it's not a good thing. But in general, I think I'm not necessarily talking about player power. I'm just talking about the fact that players know that once a manager starts doing this, once a manager starts doing that, they're out. This time it hasn't happened. Amorim has gone lower than Jose, than Ten Hag, than Oli. He's gone lower than all of those guys and he hasn't been sacked, which shows the players that they have to shape up, get involved, get on board, or F off. That's what it's shown them. So, yeah, thanks for TK to remind me of that. I feel like you've touched on something there, TK. Um, Name one player Amrim has improved. Delit. Massive upgrade. I want to challenge you guys because Shivam and TK have both said Delit has improved. This is Delit. I've seen Delit play like this for Juventus. I've seen him play like this for Ajax. But I will say this. I don't know if I can argue with you too much because I was going to say the system and playing a back three has both made Delit and Maguire look better. But then I can't say he hasn't improved him because technically by adopting this system, Delit has looked better. So yes, the manager and his system has enabled Delit to improve. So you're right, Delit has improved because of the manager. But at the same time, I'm like, has he though? At the same time, I'm like, this is what Delit should be doing. And he is now doing it. But I asked a question and he gave me an answer. So I can't be nitpicking. So I have to accept it. Delit has improved under the manager. Shivam says we're gonna beat Nottingham Forest 4-1. You guys are very, very optimistic. I've seen Johnny say 5-1. I've seen Shivam say 4-1. Let's save our predictions for tomorrow. Yeah, when we get more news. Because you guys, as much as I'm optimistic and I'm happy, yeah, this is the Kool-Aid. This is the different Kool-Aid. No, the different Kool-Aid. Have you got more Wilcox quotes? Have you got? Yeah. Oh, what is this? This is Wilcox quotes on the plan, the festive period, and the plan, the festive period and beyond for Manchester United. So we only got two quotes left, guys, before we wrap up. So Wilcox has said, Jason Wilcox, Willie Cocky. You know when you say something out, yeah. When you say something out loud and It is what it is, guys. You say something out loud and you don't realize what you've said until after you've said it. But anyway, sorry, let me refocus. Trying to be professional. I'm not a child, you know. I'm not. This is funny. Um. Anyway, Willie and Ruby, flipping it. He said. He said, we've got a clear plan. This is. Anyway, we've got a clear plan. We know what we have to do. We know the areas of the team that we have got to improve. I like that. One thing I always say this to myself, yeah. I hope these guys know exactly the areas they need to improve, exactly the profile players. I want these guys to show that they have a clear plan. I don't want us to get to buy players off the cuff and go get a Rasmus Højlund or no. Think about everything thoroughly. Don't do a Chelsea. Chelsea spent the last 2 years and they spent about £2 billion, yeah, over the last 2 or 3 years on about 30 different players, right? From the Mudricks to the Jacksons to listen, they've changed their team about 2 or 3 times. There is no plan for Chelsea. There is no clear plan. 1 minute they're getting Gittins, next minute they're doing Garnacho, next minute they're doing Sancho. There's no, what profile of winger do you want, Chelsea? What kind of football do you want to play? What is the plan? What is it? So I just want these guys to have a clear idea of the football they want to play and a plan in place for the players they want to recruit for. That's it. And when I hear that, I'm like, good. For us to get in the top 4 and consistently challenge for Champions League places, win Champions League, win Premier League, we have got to invest in the squad. Genius. We have got to buy the right players, and that's what I'm saying. Listen, I don't mind you guys taking your time and getting the right players that you know will be here for a while rather than stopgaps. The right players who are talented but also who can deal with the pressure, who can take the squad forward. It is not always about just signing elite talent. They have got to have the right character, which is hard. How do you assess someone's character before they arrive at your football club? Yeah. Competency-based interviews. Usually they work, right? Competency-based interviews. You need to ask about a player. Ask the coach. Ask the people around him about his temperament. About how hard he works. All these things. Character, we've learnt character is the most important. Character is probably what Fergie used to look for as much as anything. Character. Anyway, they've got to have the right character and be somebody who can bring something different to the team, people. I like these quotes, guys. These quotes fill me with optimism that at least Jason, he's not perfect, but he has a vision and he knows what he needs to do. That's what it sounds like. And listen, I've always said this, guys. I don't really care for Ineos as much. And Wilcox, he's in a position that he's never done before. But his past, Jason Wilcox's past, is good. His history, what he's done before, I like it. And I like what he's doing now. Before the last quote, let me just quickly look back at the chat, interact with my peoples. Johnny says, to be honest, if I'm being fair, I'd say he's improved Ahmad because realistically, Ahmad shouldn't be able to play wing back and he's never really played there, but he's been top quality. A lot of credit to Ahmad too, though. I hear you, Johnny. I will say this though about Ahmad playing wing back. He shouldn't be able to play wing back. I will challenge you, Johnny, on the fact that you say he shouldn't be able to. Why shouldn't he be able to? He wing backs in Amorim's system are wingers. Ahmad is a winger. He he should be playing. He should be able to. No, don't you agree? He should be able to play wing back. Every winger should be able to play wing back. If you mean Ahmad shouldn't be able to play it because of his physical attributes, he's short, he's small, and all these things, I guess I can hear you. I can hear you a little bit. But Ahmad, especially on his, I always tell you guys this: when he went to Sunderland, he was kicked, he was punched, he was muscled around, he was pushed around. He learned a lot. He came back to Man United, and you can't really do that to him anymore. Um. So yeah, I hear what you're saying. I don't know if he's improved Ahmad personally because that's not Ahmad's position. Ahmad's an attacker, and he should be played further forward. Um, so I don't know. I feel like you can say he's improved Ahmad because Ahmad is better defensively than he's ever been, right? Because he's playing wing back, so he has to be. So he's more well-rounded because now he's good at defending as well as decent as attacking. So he's a more well-rounded footballer. You can argue, but I'm just challenging Johnny on the Ahmad one. That's all. Just challenging Johnny. Santos Flow says they saw what Amorim did at Sporting the whole process until winning the Portuguese league. Yes, Santos, and they bought into that fully. Let's see, because you could argue that any manager will be as successful or will be a disaster, and that's dictated by how much he's backed. So any manager could fail. Any manager could fail if they're not backed. A really bad manager could succeed if he's given everything. So we'll see. We'll see how much they really back him. Shivam says, sell Shaw, Mainoo, Xerxes, Dallo, Ugarte, Maguire, Cass, and Bruno. Bring in Stiller, Anderson, and 3 to 4 more players. There you go. That's Shivam. TK says, I'll give my prediction tomorrow or Saturday. Yeah, don't worry, guys. We're still going to have our match preview show tomorrow. The reason why we're doing a show today is because for some reason, the match press conference, the pre-match press conferences happened today rather than Friday. So we are just reacting, guys, to the press conference. This is just your press conference reaction and conversation. Tomorrow we'll do the proper match preview, guys. So don't worry, there will be a show 7:15 tomorrow. Johnny says, Shivam, we should not be selling Mainoo at all. Our identity as a club is based around our academy talent, and Mainoo was one of the best ones to come out in years. The Mainoo conversation, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's going to get a lot more interesting. It's going to be a lot more interesting, and it's going to divide fans. If there aren't many other ways we divide ourselves, we love to divide ourselves. Team this, team that, team this, team Kobe, team. I'm Amram in, you're Amram out. I'm Labour, I'm Tory, I'm right wing, you're left wing. This Kobe thing is going to be very, very interesting, guys. That's all I'm saying, because I agree. I don't see why we should sell Mainoo. Not yet, anyway. I feel like Mainoo is still a player young enough for you to mould. We already changed him from a 10, an attacking midfielder in the academy, to a box-to-box midfielder, almost a midfielder. So he's already changed his position. He's already been molded into something else already. I think we can mold him into. He's still young enough. You know, when you're 19, 20, you're young enough to be molded. He has the technical ability to do a lot of things. My issue is with the narrative about athleticism and speed across the grass. Casemiro doesn't have that, but he's playing fine in this midfield. And the idea that Bruno is athletic and it has loads of speed, more than Kobe, I don't know if that's true. But that's a narrative that's been put out there, that he can't get up and down the pitch, Kobe. And I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I think we just need to be careful about narratives. Like I said before, it depends on the degree you buy into the manager. If you really bought into this manager 100%, then you're going to start disliking players that he doesn't pick because you think he's always right, right? This Kobe Mainoo thing is going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Let's move on. But as Shivam says, look, Shivam, it's okay, Johnny. Someone better will come. Don't worry. Mainoo is slow and doesn't fit. There you go. I didn't even read that comment, but that's a narrative, isn't it? Which could be true. So the question therefore is, do we need to stop holding on to players because they're in a situation where they're fully bought into the manager, right? Wilcox and all these guys. But the manager doesn't want Kobe Mainoo. Kobe Mainoo is loved by the fans. So we have a situation where the fans see how talented Kobe Mainoo is, and no matter what system you play, they believe that he surely can get into this team ahead of some of these players, or at least get a little 20 minutes here or there. But the manager's not playing him. So if you bought into the manager's ideas, you might start thinking that Kobe Mainoo's not good enough because the manager's not playing him. So it's a very interesting situation. Very interesting. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, manager had all the power, which is true. All of it. After that, the players started sacking our managers. Stability needed and seems to be here, says TK. Yeah, I like that comment from TK. That's an interesting perspective on the situation. That's the thing. Has this manager done enough, for you to fully buy into him? For you, if he doesn't start a player, doesn't play that player, does it automatically to you mean that player's not good enough? What if the manager just doesn't have the ability to understand the player? What if one day the manager plays Kobe Mainoo in a double pivot for once and he balls out and he's better than Bruno ever was? What if that happens? Are we going to say sorry to Kobe? Are we therefore going to be like, the manager doesn't know how to profile players? How much do you trust the manager and his profiling of players to be like, oh, he doesn't pick Kobe, which means we need to sell him? And the reason why I'm only asking these questions, guys. And also, Shivam, be careful. I was going to say to you guys, be careful what position you end up in when you follow the manager, because some of you guys were Kobe Mainoo out. I mean, some of you guys were Ahmad out. About 3 weeks ago, some of you guys wanted Ahmad to leave the football club, one of our best players. So I'm just going to say, let's be careful of where, when you end up at Z, you start at A and you end up at Z, you're like, how did I get here? How did I get to a place where I think X, Y, Z? Be careful of where you end up, when you follow somebody's ideology and philosophy. Because they could take you to a place, where you start believing things you never believed yesterday. I don't know, guys. I'm just speaking out loud. Just hypothesizing. Just talking out loud, guys. Johnny says, Shivam, I'd argue that Mainoo fits a lot more than Bruno does. I'm fully confident that when we sign a proper midfielder like Wharton, Stiller, Anderson, Bleber, Mainoo will complement them. Yeah, I potentially listen. I'm open-minded. I'm listening to the arguments, and both are making good points. So there's no right or wrong. Just conversations, guys. Ivan says, man, Spurs are the ones who I really want to smoke. Ivan, I am with you 100%. These guys slapped us around 4 times last season. We faced them 4 times last season and we lost every single time. We need to give it to Tottenham. We owe Tottenham. We owe these motherfuckers. We do. A good slapping, a good old spanking, that kind of pull your trousers down, spank the bottom. We need to do that to them. Since last season, I've prayed for their downfall alongside Liverpool, says Ivan. Big up, Ivan. Hey, Johnny, to be fair, though, the part of my prediction is sprinkled with the idea that the last time I saw Amorim against Daesh, we spanked them 4-0 against Everton. TK said De Ligt is just entering his prime. How much you think Virgil van Dijk would love him at pool with him? Virgil van Dijk, yeah, the way that he's just walking into that Dutch team as well after his performances, and the way that De Ligt apparently doesn't even make the Dutch squad this time round. It's very, very, very interesting. Was De Ligt given our Player of the Month? Or was it Mbeumo? Who was given United's Player of the Month for October? Or has it been released yet? Is it Willie or Cocky? 2 winners don't make it right. Well done, TK. I wish I saw that comment earlier. I wish, is it Willie or Cocky? 2 winners don't make it right. Well done. Well done, bro. That's a good one. I'm not going to lie, I like the quotes, but my issue is I can't hear Wilcox say this when we keep getting linked with Gallagher. The Gallagher links do scare me, Johnny. The Gallagher links do scare me. I will say that. I will say that. But are the Gallagher links a loan thing? Is it a loan for Gallagher? But a third wiener makes all the difference. Where's Sausage Express? Yeah, where's Sausage Express? Oh man. True. But I'm speaking more from the aspect of we have seen him as a 10, as a winger. Oh, this is by Ahmad Johnny. As a winger, etc. And he has improved a lot defensively. So essentially adding stuff to his locker. Yeah. I hear you, Johnny. I kind of alluded to that. If that's what you mean, I can't disagree with that. If someone's adding more guns to their arsenal, more bullets to their guns, whatever the phrase is, then technically they have improved. They have. But I hear you, Johnny. I hear you. TK says, Ivan, your comment on wanting Spurs and Liverpool to falter. Easier to love than to hate. It's true. Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to the dark side. It's true. It's true. It's true. But we can make exceptions. Because these are the ops. These are the ops. I'm not going to say, yeah, it's easier to love than hate when we're talking about Liverpool. Because that's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's easier to hate than love when it comes to Liverpool. So, it is what it is. All right, we're done. We're done. Are we finished now, guys? So, your manager has been nominated for the Premier League Manager of the Month award for October. At the end of the day, if it's an objective award, yeah, because he's done some, not opinions, not because I feel that Man United have 10. No. If we've won 3 games in a row and no other team has won 3 games in a row in October, then give him the award. It's really that simple. But I think Arsenal have done well, haven't they, in October? Well, yeah. I mean, it's been brought to my attention that our manager is up for Manager of the Month. And Mbeumo is up for Player of the Month. And Harry Maguire's goal, as in the header, is up for Goal of the Month for Premier League. Guys, as much as I'm excited to announce that we've got 3 players up for 3 different awards, it's absolutely insane that Harry Maguire's header is up for October Goal of the Month, bro. Are we sure it's... Wait. Harry Maguire's is up for Goal of the Month. His header to beat Liverpool is up for Goal of the Month. What? How? It was just a header. It was... Are we not scoring good goals in the Premier League? What's happening to the goals that are scored in the Premier League? Is it because all the goals are now flipping set pieces? Are we not scoring like bangers into the top corner? Are we not scoring overhead kicks? What's going on? Have we not scored like any good goals in October? That Harry Maguire's header is in contention for goal of the month. What is happening to this league, man? I don't really understand that. Um, focus on your love for yours first is all I'm saying. I hear, I hear what TK is saying. Focus on the love for your club rather than the hate for another club. There's two types of people in this world. People who bond out of hate, i.e., I hate this thing. Oh, you also hate that thing. Let's bond together out of our hatred for that thing. There is that. And there's also, I love this thing. You love this thing. Let's bond together out of our love for the thing. So, I hate you. I hate you, TK. Focus on your love for yours first. Yeah, I agree. Johnny says Atletico don't want to loan him and he's quoted for around 40 to 50 M's. Ah, Johnny. I don't want Gallagher, Johnny. No, no, Johnny. No Gallagher. I'm pretty sure, which is why it's a big no-no for me, especially since Fabrizio said Stiller can be done for around 45. I've seen Stiller. My thing with all of this is, Johnny, if you buy into the narrative about I need Baleba because of athleticism, I need pace and power, I need these sort of players. Stiller's not that. Stiller is more Adam Wharton. Some of these players are more ball players. They're more Carricky, Pirlo-ish rather than dynamic midfielders that can hound and press. And that is my, if you buy into the narrative that we need that, right? Based on how the midfield performs, we probably do. So, do you believe, Johnny, that the likes of Stiller and even Adam, I mean, Adam Wharton plays in the Crystal Palace double pivot in almost the same system for Palace, and he is fine. I don't know, guys. I don't know, guys. Ivan says, "What if my love keeps breaking my heart, bro?" Yo, Ivan. I'm trying to be a loving and loyal guy here, but sometimes my love is found in the streets. I hear you. I hear you. It's real out here. When you're pouring your love into something and the thing is just killing you, bro. That's what Man United do, bruv. They're like vampires. They suck the love, the life out of you. I hear you, bro. I hear it. Johnny, manager of the month could be Amorim, but I'd argue it should be Bournemouth manager or Sunderland manager. Could be Arteta, to be honest. Player of the month has to be Mbumo. Yeah, and then Mbumo is been good. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Johnny. I was like, hold on a second. Hasn't Sunderland had a good month? Hasn't Arsenal had a good month? There's quite a few teams who just won back-to-back games as well. So I don't know. I don't know who votes for this. Who votes for these things, guys? The public vote. Who votes for it? I don't know. Yeah, even TK says in the chat, Villa won 3 games this month as well, and they beat Liverpool this weekend. Oh, I think they will beat Liverpool this weekend. They beat Villa beat Man City, didn't they? Was it a draw or did they win? They beat Man City, didn't they? I can't remember. Yeah, they did beat Man City. We literally spoke about the fact that City, Chelsea, and Liverpool all lost. Um, I'm making it laugh. Let me see what Techley said actually. Bro, Ivan, if your love is in the streets, then you have to suffer first. If your love is in the streets, you gotta suffer, bro. Because your love's in the streets. You know what time it is. You're gonna have to suffer. You're gonna have to suffer, my guy. Don't worry, she'll be back even better. Nah, man. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Being in the streets here is one of those ones where you don't come back stronger, bro. Most things, yeah, when you go through them, you come back and you're stronger than ever. Most challenges, most things in life. Your love being in the streets, nah, she's coming back and she's weak as hell, man. I ain't gonna lie. She's coming back and she's weak as hell, man. You got to get rid of that after that, man. Hey. Oh no. You telling me that my love? Wait, we ain't said nothing wrong, have we? Because you know I'm scared of YouTube sometimes. You telling me that my love is gonna become better after getting ran through? Let's hope so, my friend. Yo, big up Ivan, bro. You make me laugh still. I ain't gonna lie. Um, Johnny says, I hear that, but 45 seems light, and it allows us to bring a second big midfield signing in the summer. Hmm. I feel like Stiller. When I see Stiller, Johnny, he's like this. Okay, I'm gonna ask you, Johnny. Does he remind you a bit like Tony? I'm not saying he's Tony Cruz, but he's a bit Tony Kroos-ish. Early days Tony Kroos, because the late Tony Kroos sat a bit more. The early days Tony Kroos was a bit. You wanted to get forward. That's what Stiller reminds me of. I'm just conscious of his physicality. That's all. But 45, I think 45 for Stiller is not even light. I feel like because we're used to paying 180. We're used to being quoted 80 million and 100 million for the likes of Baleba. Baleba's a 60 million pound player. Anderson and all them guys, yeah. Anderson's a 50 million pound player. Wharton's a 65. So these guys aren't worth 100. None of them are worth 100 million pounds. It's just that at least Stiller seems to be priced correctly. There's no price discrimination, as we would call it in economics, when it comes to Stiller. Um, Osman, big up Osman, Arsenal fan. He went to see the Arsenal Brighton game. No, was it 2-0? Ended 2-0 in the end. So it's always good to go and watch a game that you actually win, of course. So big up Osman in the chat. He said he saw Baleba live yesterday and can confirm he's a large and fast human being. Yeah, that's the issue that I have when people are saying let's not get Baleba and all these things. Cool, but I'm telling you, don't watch what he's doing now this season. Like class is what class is, bro. If we can get Baleba for about 60 million pounds, and if we can lower the fee, go and get Baleba still. That profile, that profile is still needed in our midfield. I know some people are like, oh, I want Wharton instead. I don't know if it's a Wharton instead. Baleba will be the combative midfielder. He will be that, and that's what he is. Wharton isn't that. Anderson, yeah. I think Anderson's more combative than Wharton is. Would you guys agree? It's about balance. It's about balance. What kind of balance does the manager want? Because at the moment, he puts Casemiro next to Ahmad, and he puts Bruno next to Dallo. That's how he thinks. You've got Casemiro, the more defensive midfielder, next to Ahmad, the more offensive wing back, and he puts Bruno, the more offensive midfielder, next to Dallo, the more defensive wing back. So that's just a little bit of how this manager tries to balance the team. So so I don't know. Anyway, guys, um, let's see what Johnny's saying. I'm more speaking on current market, and we will probably get that 44 million from the Hoyland deal. Yeah, yeah. The Hoyland deal looks like it's gonna happen, Johnny. And also, listen, at the moment, Rashford looks like he's doing well. So who knows? Another 40 M's for Rashford, 80 M's altogether. Boom bam. Thank you, ma'am. Bob's your brothers. Bob's your uncle or your auntie's brother. And it seems like because Napoli love him a lot, Bleber, Mainu, Stiller as options. Get that donkey Ugarte gone. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as call him a donkey, but yeah, that Ugarte experiment wasn't. We need to stop trying to buy players, yeah, that other team want to get rid of. And when I never wanted Ugarte anyway, I'm not gonna lie. When I was told that we were looking for a midfielder, I was excited. I was excited. And then when I was told that we're gonna get Ugarte, and they tried to shop us Ugarte for £60 million while getting his replacement, was it Jao Neves from? Where did Jao Neves come from? Benfica. I don't know. I think Jao Neves cost like 70 millions or 80 million or something. for PSG, and they try to sell us Ugarte for like 60 M's, and Ugarte, he's just not it. He's just not it. He's just not it. But anyway, people, it's been an amazing show. This has been your press conference, the manager's press conference reaction show. We have chopped it up and had conversations about the manager's press conference and also about Wilcox's interview. He hasn't done many interviews. He sat down and, well, he technically didn't sit down, but he did an interview for MUTV and we went through his quotes as well. Good show, guys. Really, really good show. Love the show. Love the interaction. Big up the community all day, every day. The match is on Saturday, 3 p.m. local time, which means it won't be live on any local UK TV, which means I will have to do something to get streamed, which is fine. We will be live here again tomorrow for our match preview. We'll talk about the game, talk about what we expect. We will pick our team, do the usual fun stuff, as well as potentially, hopefully, look at the fantasy football thing that we have. We have a fantasy football league. The link is on the top left of your screen. As usual, if you want to get involved, do get involved. It's all a bit of fun anyway. So silly fun. Big up the chat. Big up everybody. We'll be live probably 2:30 on Saturday local time before the kickoff at 3 p.m. Yeah, good show. Good Thursday. Let's see who today's MVP is. TK said today's MVP is Wiz for another objectively sound show. Yes, I get the MVP. How many times do I get? This is probably my second time I've been MVP. So big up myself for being MVP. It feels so good, bro. Yes, TK gave me MVP. Yes, TK. Thank you, my guy. Yeah, let's get the channel to 600, bro. We got 25 away. Like, share, subscribe, do your thing. What's the before we go? What's the poll? Oh, the poll is polarizing. 1 year on, how do you feel about Amorim's tenure? 36% of you says I'm still not convinced. 100%. Cool. 30% of you says his vision for us is coming to life. 21% says I've been Amorim in since the start. All right. And 14% says Amorim has won us over slowly. I mean, the options are all positive though, really. They're all positive options. So it is what it is. So big up the chat. It's good to get a feel of what people think. Listen, it's all about opinions, man. Like I said, one of the reasons why I created this channel is because I feel like I have something different to say than most. And I want to build a community where people can speak freely, have different opinions, not be told they're stupid like other channels or you're dumb for having a different opinion. If you have a different opinion to me, you guys see, I will try to understand your perspective. I will listen to what you're saying. And I might not agree, but I'll be like, I understand your logical thought process. Sometimes you can understand someone's thought process and be like, yeah, I get it, but I don't agree with your conclusion. And I feel like a lot of times we don't have nuanced conversations because there's not enough time. There's not enough time in the day. There's not enough characters on Twitter to have a nuanced conversation or tweet. It has to be black and white. And football is grey. It isn't black and white. So building a community where people have, yes, we have dumb banter. We were always going to have that. We're guys. Most of us anyway. There are some females in the chat. We're going to have stupid banter. But we have critical thinking skills. We understand football can be played in many different ways. And we have the ability to explore the grey areas and be nuanced in our assessments, in our views. So big up the chat. Big up the chat. I know it's not one of those channels where it's, we say the obvious things. We're not going to get 10,000 subscribers tomorrow. It's not one of those channels. It's not that. It's niche. Niche. I love that word. Niche. But we'll get there, guys. We will get there. Thank you for the show, bro. Deforestation on Saturday. Ivan, listen, I know I got the MVP, yeah, but Ivan might come. Johnny and Ivan might come second and third, you know, with regards to MVP. Love to all the trees, plants, animals, but this forest, it's got to go. Easier to love a tree than hack it down, like the Douglas firs here in Canada. Um, TK hate a little man. Oh, I do. Don't you worry. Anyway, guys, it's fun stuff, bro. Big up, you lot. Enjoy your Thursday evening. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another amazing show for our official match preview. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you guys next time. Big up, man.